I have too many ideas, so I'm gonna give you guys 10 free ideas for your novels. Hey guys, Skeeter here today, giving you 10 ideas to hopefully give you a book idea or inspire you to write your current book. I've seen a few videos like this and I really liked them, so I thought I'd make one myself. These are mainly ideas that are in different genres than I currently write, so I thought I'd give them to y'all. Maybe y'all can do something amazing with them. So without further ado, here's 10 story ideas just for you. This one is called The Final Rider. An orphan boy protects the last dragon ever. He's in hiding due to dragons being hunted. The king is also, plot twist, his father, also known as the Dragon Slayer. I figured you fantasy folk can do something really cool with this. I know there's a lot of tropes like this, and it's been done before, but I think you guys could totally make something even more phenomenal than this. This one's a little vague. Some of my others are way more detailed, so please stick around. I call this one The Land of Lost Dreams. It's kind of like a Hook or Peter Pan retelling. It's about a boy who can connect to a dream world, but those worlds are real. He doesn't realize it at first until one night a pirate comes to his room and steals his sister. Now in this version of the Peter Pan, I imagine Pan being bad and the pirates being good. So the boy with the dream powers can finally defeat the boy who never grew up. Now, number 3, I like to call Love the Final Frontier because it's more of a sci-fi Martian retelling. It's got the Martian vibes of being stranded on a planet while still having that enemies to lovers type of trope, which you'll find in a lot of these ideas. I have a lot of the enemies to lovers. So while they hate each other at first, they have to get over their differences and work together to get off this planet because they only have a certain amount of days until they're going to die. It's a life or death situation. So, and you can imagine that type of pressure. You're on a confined planet. You have the perfect enemies to lovers trope. 4 is Code War, as in AI took over and now there's only a few humans left. A grumpy war general with a dark past, and a funny pilot with family drama, and a quirky scientist with insecurity issues. The big question is, will it be the end of mankind, or will they work together and finally beat the AI computers? That's up to you. Now, number 5 is one of the cooler ideas. I call it The Labyrinth. And it's kind of like a fantasy version of Maze Runner meets Hunger Games. So you have the maze in the Maze Runner, but instead of a maze, you have a forest that's basically a maze designed by a person who wants to frighten the people of the village until the main character's sister or brother. So the main character has to face all these tests of magic, or what they think is magic. Turns out in the end, it's actually just all computers and science. Or you can have magic too, since it is a fantasy vibe. But I think you guys could do something amazing with this. This is a really cool idea. I may, far in the future, test it out later, but everyone's ideas are different, and you can add your own spin on it. It's whatever you guys want. Now, number 6 is a Walt Disney inspired. I call it the Wishing Well. It's where a teenager who's recently gone through a breakup or a loss of a loved one goes to an old wishing well, and she's just wishing that her life was different, as we all do at some point. And she wishes that her life was a fairy tale. And so somehow she falls down the well, or she passes out by the well, and she goes into the well, and it's actually a teleport to all the fantasy worlds that she once wanted to visit. However, everything's not Walt Disney. She finds that her life that she wanted as a princess is not everything that it's cracked up to be. has to face a deceitful prince and evil magic and evil queens. And it's just, I feel like this would be a really cool retelling. I'm sure it's been done in some form, and if it has, comment down below, because I think I would love to read something like this. If not, I think you guys can make an amazing version of this. Number 7 is called The Duchess. It's a poor girl who grew up mocked and basically an outcast for being poor until a rich duke leaves her a wealthy inheritance. Now, here's the plot twist. She must produce a proper heir. She is now thrown into a new life of rules and standards to be kept. Now, this is in the Victorian age, if I didn't mention that earlier. She struggles, and then to throw her for another loop, an old apprentice of the Duke appears. Bitter that the fortune did not go to him, he tries to spoil her success at any opportunity. She loathes him and everything he stands for. You see where this is going. The two fall madly in love, or will they destroy the fortune altogether? That is the question. Number 8 is more contemporary. It's like a Gilmore Girl prequel, and if you're on here for any amount of time, you will soon find out that I love Gilmore Girls. A teenage mom leaves her Beverly Hill lifestyle to start fresh in a new small town where she's no longer mocked or disregarded for her teenage pregnancy. The small innkeeper in the town takes her in under her wing, gives her a job, and shows her how to receive love and also how to give love. And there, she builds her new life and a fresh start. She gives her daughter a home that she never had. Now, number 9 is probably my favorite just because I'm a writer and this one's based on a writer. She sets out to write her book. It gets published. She's about 2 years out of college, and she goes back to her hometown to have a book signing. There she meets her high school sweetheart, where they start to catch up until she finds a missed call, and it's from a hospital down in another city. I don't know. It can be anywhere, but it's from her college boyfriend or husband, and he got into a really bad car accident and can't remember anything except her. So now she must choose between her high school sweetheart or her college sweetheart. And I think this would be a really interesting love triangle and just trying to find success in the middle of a crisis. Now, last but not least, Agent Heart. This one's a spy detective type thing. I have had this idea forever, but since I'm not in the action spy mystery type genre, I don't think I could ever write it because I don't have enough ideas in that genre. So, here it is. A middle-aged woman just lost her husband. She was never able to have kids, and so to help her process her grief and to help others, she is taking in a foreign exchange student, which her and her husband have always wanted to do. I imagined him as British and about 20 to 21. He is studying for engineering or something along those lines, but really he is a British spy, and this is his first independent mission. And then there is a Russian spy. Guess what? Yeah, another enemy Solaris trope. I'm sorry, it's just one of my faves. So these two go to the same class, unawares that this is the other agent who is trying to get the information about nuclear bombs. And maybe it would make more sense if they were chemistry majors. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But the two are super competitive in class, and things start to heat up until they finally realize, hey, instead of working against this person, Maybe we can learn something from one another for the final exam. So they start studying together and becoming really good friends until he realizes her secret. Will he let his feelings intervene in the mission, or will it ruin it? Or will they work together to stop the nuclear weapons altogether? It's up to you. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys liked this video, got some inspiration to write your own book or with help with your current book. If you liked this video, please don't forget to subscribe or like the video so you can see more content like this. I hope you have an extravaganza, glorious day, and Skeeter out.